Hey, Stampin' friends. I recently learned how to do this technique and I thought, hey, why not another video and show you? I just love this. This is called the reflection technique and it's using one of my very favorite Stampin' Up! Sets called Lovely as a Tree. And this is using just a simple transparency or window sheet and it gives you the mirror image of the stamp set. So let's get started and I'll show you how to do this. So to start with, we're going to start with a piece of Whisper white cardstock, and mine is actually 4 inches by 5 1/4 because I'm just going to layer it on a simple piece of standard cardstock. So as I said, we're going to be using Lovely as a Tree, and if you have never seen this, this is my favorite. This is a stamp set that I think that every stamper should have in their arsenal. I use this to make Christmas cards, masculine cards, and even sympathy cards, birthdays. It's just a phenomenal set that you can really turn and make it even a seasonal one as well. So what we're going to do is use the one with the multi-trees, and we're going to be using Early Espresso for our color. So let me get this inked up here. I like to get it nice and make sure I get all those trees covered. So as you see, I'm just going to put it on my Whisper White here. All right. Get a nice crisp image. I love it. Even by itself, this is the most beautiful card. I just love these trees. So, but we're gonna go with our step further. And to get our trees, we're gonna be using, like I said, the window transparency. So I know it might be hard to see in the video, but it's a simple window sheet. Stampin' Up! Sells these currently in the catalog, but you can also go to your office supply store if you can't wait for it. You can get it there. So we're going to put this down, and I'm going to stamp right on the window. And what I love about this is even if you don't get it straight, the window sheet, we're going to move it around. So no need for perfection. We just want to make sure you get a nice tree. Let me hold this up so you can see now. So you can see very faintly our trees that we just stamped. Okay, so we're going to bring our white cardstock back. So I'm going to turn this over so the ink side down, and all I'm going to do is line up my trees. Now what I like about this technique is if we shifted it, we could make it look like the moon was off to the left a little bit, but I'm going to go straight on reflection just for this one. And once you put it down, you're just going to burnish or push on this to transfer that ink right down. So because our inks are water soluble, they won't dry on your transparency. So see how you get that mirror image? Isn't that cool? And when you're stamping, one of the things I learned as I was watching videos with this technique is people were always stamping with more ink on it. If you noticed on mine, I did not re-ink it in between stamping on my cardstock and the transparency. And the reason being is I like it better with the faint image than having a full-on ink. So it's just giving you that that mirror image, because when you look at those mirror images, they're never crisp. So I like that a little bit better. That's just my tip for this technique. And these transparencies, you can clean it off with a simple baby wipe, or just wipe it off with a towel, and you can keep using it over and over. Okay, so now we have our trees. We're gonna add kind of a moon to the top here, or sun, whichever scene that you're doing. But this is a 1 1/4 circle. And when I'm masking, like you're going to see next, I put a little piece of tape on the back, and you just keep touching it over and over to get some of that stickiness to kind of go away. It's just so we can hold it down and we get that image of the crisp circle. And if it was sticky right on, when you pulled it off, you'd take some of the paper. So that's why we do that. So I'm going to put that there, and I'm going to bring in some Marina Mist. And we're going to add a little bit of sky here. So on my sponges, these sponges, some people don't know, these come in a circle, and I always cut mine in quarters, so I get 4 different sponges off of one. So they do come in packages of 3. What I like is I get 12 wedges here for 12 different colors of ink. And then I had also taken it and added the coordinating cardstock to it, so I knew by looking at it what color it was, even though it looks a little different on the sponge. So just a helpful hint there. And now I'm just gonna put some ink on here. And I'm a southpaw, so I'm gonna turn this a little bit here. And all I'm gonna do is rub some of this blue to make our sky. Now this is where you can get really creative with your colors. You know, you can go for some darker blues. The one thing that I do recommend is whatever color you're going with, make sure you hit it darkest around your circle for your moon or sun, because then you get that really nice, crisp, clean look of where that moon is at. Okay, add a little bit more. And now this scene is I'm going to make it kind of look like it's a snow reflection at dusk or nighttime. So I'm adding just a little bit of blue here. Okay, and now see, I had started, but I wanted it because I don't want it to be as crisp white as that. So now I've got a little bit there. I'm going to put this, kind of eyeballing it here for that mirror image. Okay, so now I'm just going to come, and remember I'm doing just a little bit darker around my circle. It's just to kind of give that halo effect. This is the part where you can just keep playing, and what I love is that they're going to look different every time, even if you're going for the same effect. The colors are always going to tell you when it's time to stop. So let me take my circle off. See, you get a little bit of moon back there. Now I'm going to take soft suede. I'm going to open that. We're going to put a little bit of ground here where the trees are at. And now when I'm doing a little bit more detailed work like this, I like to use daubers. And yes, they are clever little finger sponges. And what I like is you get a little bit more control, and it gets just for a little bit more detail. So I'm just going to rub some soft suede in here to kind of get that ground definition. All right. Now if I was going for a lake scene, because hello, I live in Minnesota, land of 10,000 lakes, that's when I come around, I'll do this kind of like it's rounded. So if this was going to be the lake, you're kind of getting that roundy lake feel. So just add some more of that. Isn't it turning out cool? I love it. It's always exciting when I love my cards. Hopefully whoever's getting this one's going to love it too. So I'm opening up my Marina Mist a little bit, and I want to add a little bit more blue now behind the trees, now that I've got my ground separation. And like I said, you can come back and add color. You'll see some of my variations here in a minute through the different seasons. But isn't it cool? Just love it. So to finish this one off on the designs that I'm going to show you, I prefer having kind of like a separation here, even with the ground, because with this stamp, if you notice, it's got hills. And for some reason, call me weird, I don't know if I got visual hang-ups or what, but I didn't like the way that it came back. So that's kind of why I added the twine, just to kind of give it a more separation, because I even tried to wipe off the hills and then my trees got really short. So completely up to you, but it just, you know, kind of separate that. Let me show you the rest of my samples. It'll make sense here. So here's the first one that we saw in the beginning of the video. And this is, like I said, add that. And I like that because even if you're not perfect with your hills, you can cover it up with this twine. And to me, you can never have enough twine. And then I just used, this is soft suede, so you can get that kind of coordination. And then this is where I came back and did some rich raspberry to kind of get that really nighttime sky. But I had so much fun doing these. Here's a couple more. Here's just the plain oak tree. Just love it. That oak tree is so beautiful. And this one too, do you know how you can kind of, when you're looking through the trees, I like adding that visual interest because it makes the tree stand out even more and makes the moon look really stark. And then my favorite is an autumn sunset. So it's a really cool technique. I hope you enjoyed the video and this inspires you to do some reflection techniques. And if you are brave and actually give it a try, which I know you will because you're going to have fun, I would love you to send me some photos of your handiwork, and we can all share some of the things that we learned from this, as well as learning new techniques. We have to use our stamp supplies, and this is fun. So, but I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you have any questions, please let me know. Have a great day.